Alright, this is the continuation of Blacklist number 3. We're gonna do the final 2 races for Ronnie, and this is our Viper, of course. Alright, the first sprint, or his second race is a sprint. It's really not that hard, but this is really where you can let your Viper go to its full potential. The one thing that is kind of hard about this race is the traffic and the sudden, somewhat sharp turns. However, Ronnie's not that good of a driver, and you can usually take him on the inside. Don't hit any speed, any pursuit breakers. If you want to hit one, hit like a cone or something around it, try to hit it, because that will give the same effect. In these long sloping turns, you need to really slow down and take the inside, because that's the route he will take. Try not to cut the traction on your Viper because it takes a while for it to regain it. So really you just gotta use the foot brake more than the e-brake. Especially up here where you're gonna be going back and forth. And the Viper will pretty much kick itself out on its own, so you're not gonna need to do much to coax it out. Ronnie will be on you throughout pretty much the whole race. So you really need to make sure you don't make very many mistakes. And if he does fall back, you can be sure that he's going to come back up again pretty soon. Now that you're kind of on the highway, you can not worry so much about the turns. But when you do have turns, you need to be ready for them. If you do find yourself sliding, it's sometimes a good idea to kind of let yourself nudge a wall to straighten yourself out so that you don't end up spinning yourself around. Again, if you're going to hit a pursuit breaker, hit the cones around it to make the cones hit the stilts. Alright, you want to make sure you go really slow around this turn. And then you're almost at the finish, so that was good. Alright, now we're on to race number 3. This is pretty much a reverse circuit from the first one. You have pretty much the exact same types of turns, just backwards. So right here you're going to want to, again, slow down and then floor it through the jumps. This race is going to be a lot shorter than the first one, considering this one only has 2 laps. He will be on you for the majority of this race, just like he was in the first one. Although I found that this race in particular was a lot easier. When you're under the tunnel, you don't want to use any nitrous. You want to save it for here when you're on the straightaway, considering you'll have to do a 90-degree turn at the end of the tunnel. But always save a little bit of nitrous in case you have a really bad crash or a really bad turn. For instance, like there, I would have used a little bit of nitrous if I wasn't right at this turn. You really don't want to kick it out like I did there. That was an accident. If you do that too much, he will just catch right up to you. It's sometimes a good idea to take this jump if you know that you can straighten yourself out for when you land. If you can't, then you might as well not even try, because that will just blow the whole race for you. Same through there. You want to try to keep yourself as straight as possible, so that when you land, you have as much speed as possible. Always take the left lane here for its faster. And pretty much use this straightaway to gain nitrous. Then let it all loose right here. If all goes good, you should be able to do close to 200 miles an hour on this stretch. When you turn on grass, because if you let off the gas and then you're off-road and then you're turning and then you step on the gas, you will spin out, so be careful with that. And then again, it looks like nitrogen at the end, and you should be able to do that without much problem. Alright, his Aston Martin is not a car that you need to win the game. It's slower than your Viper. You can make your Gallardo faster than it. So really, it's not a big deal if you don't get it. It's really just if you want to have an Aston Martin, then you might want to, because they're pretty expensive in the game. But it's not a big deal if you don't get it. And that's Black's number 3.